Hey, how are you all doing today? I hope that all is well with you and your team. So
Hey,
here,
how are you all doing today?
let me take that little feedback out of there. So what I'm doing today is as I'm practicing learning some of my new equipment and things that I'm trying to do here to support as many students as we can while many of us have been locked in. So if you're watching this video was created back in March, what is the date? March the 18th, 2020. So March 18th, 2020. These are some of the tools that I will go over today. All right, my name is Dr. Peter Ely. I'm a mathematician and math educator by trade, taught middle school, taught high school, and I'm currently a professor of mathematics education at Fayetteville State University in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I ask that you please subscribe. I do a lot of just things with math and technology. That's my research area. That's my area of focus. About finding tools to be able to support students in mathematics and to help them to understand things from a conceptual point of view and just show parents and people some of the things that are out there to be able to help them to understand on their level of understanding. So a lot of things, these videos, maybe not for technical colleagues or colleagues on the college level that's looking for some more in depth. However, for parents, the common person, the person who just want to help their student do better, the person who just wants to do what they can to help their children, this is the video and this is the channel for you. So please click subscribe to Dr. MathTech here on YouTube, and I've posted this on Facebook. Share, 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 share. Everything here is free, and I give you the best that I know how. So let's get right into it. So I'm an advocate for technology and using technology in the classroom. However, I am also a strong advocate that technology does not replace you. It does not replace the teacher. All it does is enhance what it is that we already do. So a lot of times, once we get a conceptual understanding of what we're doing, then the technology pieces can come in there to help us understand some things a little bit better, some of the nuances in mathematics, some of the little small things that are there in math that maybe we're missing or we don't understand or we need to get a better understanding of. So here, this is what I'm attempting to do with some of the things I'm going to show you today. One of my favorite tools that I like to use when we start talking about mathematics using technology is this one that I'm going to share with you. It's called Geometer Sketchpad. Geometer Sketchpad. So I'm going up and I'm sharing this with you now. The reason I like Geometer Sketchpad, now Geometer Sketchpad is not free. It's not free. However, it's a really nice tool in the sense that it has a lot of usability in it and you can do all kinds of stuff. This may be a little bit advanced, but for those who, for some children, however, for in high school, if you're in the geometry high school and that kind of thing, I think this could be a really good tool for you. One of the things you can do, you can just come out here and you can just create stuff. So here, by definition, I have these three different points here and I'm going to connect these points. And as I connect these points, what I find here, as I start to click around and create triangle here that I actually can do a lot of different things with. So it does take a little bit to learn how to use it. It does take, you have to do some things that just didn't pop up. There's some time and effort you have to kind of put in it. But once you get there, it is actually pretty cool. So you can see here, I'm manipulating things of that nature and moving things around. So it does allow you to do some things. We can do a lot of things in math. We can actually start to measure angles here. As I would go here and I will actually measure that angle. And as you see there in the corner, the angle has now popped up. So this is angle ABC. And, now I can move around. You can see I can change this angle and we can start talking about some things in the sense that I will start measuring the rest of these angles, right? And as I measure these angles here, I'm gonna put these measurements of these angles up here. Um, it's ACB, and I'm just gonna measure that. So now I have these different angles here. I do have a calculator option where I can actually add all of these together. So I'm gonna calculate these for you, which would be this angle plus this angle plus this angle, okay? And now you can see those angles together where they all give me 180. So one of the things, we can be showing students, hey, triangle has is equal up to 180 degrees. How do I know that? And we can start talking about, okay, you know, students start, well, can I break this or can I move this around and do things so they can see as that different angles change, that the total of 180 does not change and it's consistent. So we're starting to build what this conceptual understanding point of view. And that's just one of a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I'm really not giving this justice, not even close to giving this justice in the number of things that you're able to do with this particular software. There is a what I would call a brother or sister software to this called Geogebra, and Geogebra does a lot of the same things. Geogebra is also free. However, it does require you to do a little bit more intuitive stuff. But here, I mean, you got all kinds of things in here. We have different lines we can create. You can create line, create array, continuous line, all kinds of stuff. Here, we just go ahead and start creating circles, and then we can start talking about the different things of circles. So, you know, when we circle, we don't talk about area, but we more talk about what the area and the circumference of the circle. We can define this circle with a unit circle here. All kinds of things we can just do here and with these circles and stuff. So see, let me go back and undo that. You know, coordinate system. You do graphing here. We can calculate functions. Let's say, for instance, I want to get the area of that circle. Boom, there it is. Here now, the grab here and actually increases the area here. Go ahead and put a line here for this radius. See, construct a segment here. Boom. So now we can talk about this radius. So we're talking about line B, D. I'm gonna measure that distance. So now I have what the radius of this is, and you can see as the radius increases, the circle increases. You know, the area of the circle increases, and then we can talk about finding the circumference of a circle here. So now we have the circumference. So now you can start doing the ratios of the circumference to the, we can look at things, all right? So say, for instance, I can be graph. Let's see, let's calculate. So we start looking at ratios, right? So we can do the area divided by the circumference, okay? All right, so you see that. Then we can do the, you know, another one, and we do the opposite of that. So we got the circumference divided by the circumference divide, what I do the first time I did, yeah, divided by the area, right? Oops. The area. Okay. And now we can look at different ratios. You know, what do these ratios look like? How do they work? How does this work? I mean, what's going on here? So, you know, very interesting things that you can do while you're in this particular software. Let's see, what else would you want to try? Let's see. Give me a second here. Let's see here. Got a couple of things going on here. Okay. Trying to get my controls down here. Got several different things going on here all at the same time, it looks like, as I try to understand and navigate this whole piece here. All right. Again, like I said, so many different things you can do in this one particular software. So this is Geometry Sketchpad, and we can go in here and say, for instance, I just clear this out, just stop having to do a new screen here. And I want to graph something. So we can do some graphs here, do a coordinate system. here, and I want to graph plot a new function. So I just do, say for instance, 2x plus 3. And there's that function there, the 2x plus 3 function. Do the things you need to do with that, talk about that, manipulate it. We can pull it in here, see where it crosses the X and the Y axis. Here, like I said, just a lot of different things that one could do in that particular area if they wanted to. So Sketchpad, it's a lot of different stuff in here. I'm not only scratching the surface here, but I just wanted to introduce you to one of the things that were out there. All right, let's talk about another software, okay? Another one that we could talk about using. I have several that I actually have here on my cell phone. So let me get a second here and we'll start trying to share some of those. So as we share here via AirPlay. Okay. All right, so now as we mirroring my screen here, you all get to see my desktop on my cell phone here. So I have a little place here on my cell phone that I have all my little calculator stuff at. At least I thought I did, yeah. So I have calculators here. So I have, as you can see here, I have Desmos. We'll talk a little bit about Desmos, graphing, calculator here. Then there's your geometry, scientific, and then I have the standard calculator. Let's talk a little bit about Desmos. Desmos is one of those cool softwares that are out there, and this is absolutely free. You can go in there and just go to your app store and put in Desmos, and you can download Desmos, and you can do all kind of graphing things here. So you don't have to get that expensive TI 84, 80, TI 84, 89s, 82s. You don't have to have that calculator anymore. If you have access to an iPhone, then one would be able to download these things and be able to do them. So again, this one is free. So just a little 5x plus 8, and there it is. It gives me the graph. I can see there it's already giving me the zeros of the function where it crosses the axis. Those things are already there. Of course, they have all kinds of things that's already built in there by clicking on the, you got the point slope formula things. So it now shows you the point slope formula. And here we actually can move and manipulate things here on the bottom. So we can get to learn, okay, as X changes, what happens is we notice here as X is positive, it moves to the right. X is negative, it moves to the left. So we can do all those kind of things there. Then we also, Y? It shows us how Y moves up and down, or the vertical. So, it shows us how it moves up and down the Y axis as it changes. Very cool. You can learn this in real time, actually showing students many examples. Why is this powerful? Well, it's powerful from the point of view that you're able to give a student many, many different examples of things. As when I was a traditional classroom teacher, this would be me on the overhead. And as I'm on the overhead, I would be showing them these examples of doing this and doing that. And this is how I would do this and this is how I would do that. And it would take a lot of time to be able to provide those examples for students, in the sense that I would have to write them down and do all this work, versus now I can show them here just by simply clicking on things and moving and manipulation. I can show them, hey, what if it looks like if it's 8, a negative 8, or what if X looks like when it's 4 or when it's 7? And now students can start to develop a sense of conceptual understanding, to understand that, okay, I just don't have this problem, but what I'm looking at a system of problems. So as X changes, it does this and it'll do that, whereas when X is negative and when X is positive and those kind of things. So this helps a lot in algebra 1 or your math 1 class, or even in 8th grade math. These are some of these things that we often talk about and how these things can help you. So then we have here the Y, and the same thing with the Y, get this conceptual understanding. And a lot of our students struggle with this concept of slope, And slope is, I'll simply call it tilt. What is the tilt of your graph? So when slope is negative, we notice that the graph goes down from left to right. When it's positive, the graph has a tendency, it rises from left to right, and being able to move that. When it's zero, that we have what? We have no tilt. When, the horizontal, when X is equal to zero, then we have Y way we call the undefined. So you notice I can't even get there here to make that. So all these different pieces here, but this is another tool, Desmos, and it has more than just what I'm showing you here. But like I said, these are some preset things here. You can create an account. Preset things that are here. They have trigonometry things. When we start talking about periods, for those who are in the high school, what does A do? How does that affect the curves? And, these are concepts that students have a tough time getting sometimes, but they can get them by looking at this. Then we can look at the periods, right? So what do I do here? So as I manipulate B, as you see how many times the curves changes in between there. And we talk about these, this space in between here. So again, lots of things, that students can talk about if they have a basic understanding of what it is that they're trying, to do. If you notice, I clicked here on the little wrench here, and these are things you can put it in projector mode. I'm gonna try that right now. I don't know if that's gonna do anything or not. Well, I guess it's taking out some of the boxes. Here you change the axis, all these kind of things you can label. You can go from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. All this, again, very powerful tools that the students can use in the classroom, and use at home while they're here. So if they don't have access to certain things, then again, this is stuff that they're able to do. So this right here is the their conic sections here. If you notice, they have all these things that are already built in. You have the tangent, you have the derivative, right? So here it is, derivatives being already graphed, and as you change here, what happens, and and as C changes, how does that change things? And so students are able to look at all these different things from what? In the palm of their hand. And this is just a standard, I think this is maybe an iPhone 8 or something like that. So nothing super duper special. But again, your phone's probably newer than mine. But this, again, gives you opportunity to have access to some things if you do have them there with you in your home. Let's look at another software. This, again, I was telling you a little bit earlier about Geogebra. So this is the online version of Geogebra. Again, another free one. So here, Geogebra works a lot like Geometry Sketchpad. See, I'm just tapping here on my screen, and I'm about to make some lines here. Let's see if I remember how to do this exactly. Yeah, I can pick the segment, and here, 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 oh, here, here, here. Now I have this. I go back and pick my finger there, and now I can manipulate this like I was doing in Sketchpad, and then we can start doing some of the same things. Like I say, it works a lot like Sketchpad, but it's not Sketchpad. So now you can do here. So I'm gonna pick here. So a lot of the things actually in this one, you have to kind of pick them before you decide to do them. So I want to do here, I want to measure the angle. So I'll pick the angle button up top. Now I'm actually gonna touch all of these parts here. And now you see it gives me to measure that angle on the outside. I think you got to do it in the opposite way to get the inside. Yeah, so you see I got the inside there. So you see those add up to be, a circle. I keep remembering on this one, you got to touch everything to move it. Let's do this again. So you have to go clockwise to get the angle. So angle A, C, is that B? I can't see it. I think it's moving here. So you see I got angle ACB, and you can see as it changes as I move it. Again, very, very powerful tools. This one is free. Like I said, again, I'm just doing this off my standard cell phone. Well, not standard, but this is just a iPhone that I'm using to do these kind of things. Again, these are freewares. Like say, click up there, you got the circle. So now I can draw a circle. And the thing is with these, you got to remember, once you do that, you got to go back to the hand to undo these things. So, okay, oops. So that I got to remember that little finger up top that you see like right in here, you have to click on that to be able to let that go back and do that. So, drawing here. All right. And again, now with the finger, I can manipulate, move however I need to move it. Again, all kinds of things in here. And then it's, like I said, it's free. You hit the down arrow down here, the down button here, gives you all the information you need there. You can see the graphs of these equations. You actually type in here and actually input some things right here if one needed to. So now you see you have this nice, cool calculator right there to be able to change things and manipulate things. Again, free. You do not have to pay for this. I mean, add or two maybe, but these things, when I was in school, were not even existing, right? So this is, again, very, very powerful. Basically, you have a supercomputer in the palm of your hand if you have a iPhone, all right? And I think these things are available on Android. So they may work a little bit differently, but I feel confident to say that they are available, but I'm using this one on an iPhone in particular. So that was that. So let's talk about this, basic scientific calculator offered by Desmos. You can go in there and now you have a scientific calculator to do all the different functions you need. There's the function, you got the sine, the cosine, all those pieces are there. Tangent, natural logs, no reason again to go buy some fancy calculator. You can get all this. And on top of that, you can screenshot it. On iPhone, it's usually the off button and the home button. If you press them simultaneously, you are able to capture a picture of your screen. So again, you can change from degree to radians, all the different functions. You hit the main, then you hit ABC, you actually have the text option there. And a lot of these things, some of your students already know, but I didn't know if parents knew, so I wanted to make you aware of it. But again, another free option to you. Another one that a lot of students actually overlook a lot of the times is, what's this one? This is the coordinate plane part of, what's that? Geogebra, right? So, you can do the same thing. Again, this is Geogebra, all kind of pieces there. Again, technology tools to help support your students' learning. Again, it's not replacing the teacher, but this is something to help your students move along the way. So these are just some of the basic ones that you just find on the iPhone, but this is by no means a end all say all for everything, but this is me just giving you some of the basic ones that out there that's available to you and your students. So again, check that out. All right, let's talk about another one. One of the basic ones that we often overlook. A lot of us have access to spreadsheets, and spreadsheets are very, very powerful for doing mathematics manipulation, believe it or not. And oftentimes maybe we didn't know or we were not aware, but you can just use a standard spreadsheet. So here I just have a Microsoft Excel. Remember, this f of x here means for the function. Anytime you're going to do anything, you always have to put in the equal sign first. And now when you put in the equal sign first, you basically have now turned this into a calculator. So 6 plus 7, hit return, there's the answer. But you can click here, you see the function of, the equation is right here. A lot of the things are already built in. So let's say, for instance, if I had a whole bunch of numbers here, 6, 7, 4, 8, let me just put some numbers here. You have a lot of basic manipulation that's already in here. You can highlight all of these and give yourself one cell there at the bottom. And there's some things that are already built into this. So you can just do a auto sum, which would be over here in the right corner. See, they gave me 46. You can also do a thing of, like, for instance, you wanted to get the average of this. So you see the formula builder pops up. If you click on this button here, it'll get a formula builder, and you can go in here and change a lot of these different things that are here. So like for instance, you wanted to find the average of these numbers. So I can just go over here and select average and say insert, if I remember correctly, and then do some manipulation here. So I don't want these. You can actually type them in, or you should be able to select them like I'm doing right here. Say find the average of that, hit return, bam, there's the average right there. So the average of sales B1 through B8 is actually, we hit return here, 5.75. You know, again, I know for some people this is elementary, but some people do not know this and maybe have not seen it. But you can do sine, cosine, sums, all kinds of things here. You know, you do is come over here, send the formula builder. They'll tell you the things that are available to you. You know, that's absolute. I think that's absolute values and areas and signs, and you can do statistical things. So a lot of different tools are available to you out here. A lot of these functions are already set, and the nice thing is they'll show you the syntax. What I mean by syntax, they'll show you how to use it and how to put it all together, and then you're able to do that. So again, that was just one of the little two tools I wanted to show you. Make a quick video as I'm practicing using now my YouTube platform. Please subscribe to this channel. If this has been a help to you, just subscribe, give me a thumbs up, let me know something, share it with somebody else. I hope during this time when we're going through this thing of being quarantined in the virus, that this has been able to help you and help you to help your student or to help your children get along the way. Thank you. God bless you all and stay safe.